805 is with Bill Locey once again right here in Camarillo on purpose for the Ventura County Star, where life is good. Dodgers in first, stinking Giants in last. It's Thursday, July 26th. Dodgers are going to play Colorado, the Rockies, but there's a real world, one with a soundtrack far away from your couch and that TV set. And to that end, if I had a faster car, a richer girlfriend, or even one with a job, here's where I'll be lurking in the back this week, perhaps in search of my next future ex-girlfriend. At the house of Try to Find a Place to Park Without Being Towed, also known as House of Booze, in Hollywood, it is girl rock that rocks, the Bangles. Once upon a time, the Bangs. They'll play Walk Like an Egyptian, Hero Takes a Fall, If She Knew What She Wanted, all those cool songs. The band will also be at the Ventura County Fair on August 9th, I believe. Also, cool pop rock by Buffalo Tom at the El Rey Theater, also in LA. Closer to home is 10 years after the Cavernous Canyon Club in Agoura Hills. This is 10 years after without Alvin Lee, one of the best guitar players of all time. 10 years after started as many British bands did as a blues band. His hands were a blur and Lee outdid everyone at Woodstock, and the band was a major draw around the early 70s, packing the Fabulous Forum in pretty unfabulous Englewood. And they had a bunch of great albums. Check out Stonehenge. Yes, they were. I'm sure they'll have a replacement for Alvin, but it won't be the same. Again, where else are you going to hear 10 years after music, though? So there's that. In the 805, Teresa Russell, she's never home. She'll play a hometown gig at the Spectrum in Oxnard, where the city council is paving everything, all in the name of progress, which clearly went on too long. See that prediction in the paper last week? It was in the paper, so it must be true. Anyway, someone said there was going to be 50 million, trillion, billion, zillion Californians by the year 2050. Wow, that's how the cement lovers bamboozle people, because it's going to happen, right? Because they said so, right? No. That which hasn't happened yet isn't certain because it hasn't happened yet. There's only going to be 50 zillion new Californians if we allow it. Rather than plan for their arrival, let's prevent this from happening. No one wants this with the developers, so stop this nightmare before it starts. It starts with local government. Get the developer stooges and carpetbaggers out of local government. Change the zoning laws. It makes, in short, make growth more difficult, and the cement lovers will ooze over the hills and go somewhere else and mess up their town. 50 zillion Californians? I don't think so. Oh yes, I was talking about music. The Planning Commission should not be the Giving Commission. Make growth difficult for the cement lovers in Oxnard. Everywhere else, cue the violins, crocodile tears from the developers. Boo-hoo, not. The traffic would be survivable when the legalizers play and bring their jumping reggae to wine lovers in Ventura, where outside on the patio, civilized winos try to drink one another interesting and or cute. The Pop-O-Matics will do just that, play cool pop rock from back in the days when AM radio was king, and your grandparents swear even they were cool too. And finally, just another reason to get a chili reno burrito at Max in Santa Barbara. It's Middle Eastern music from the Brothers of Baladi upstairs at Soho. Wow, how long is this thing? Patience, it'll end the moment I'm finished. I used to do a call-in for this darn fine newspaper called, named Rock and Roll Call. My Bruin brother Bill Walker named it. Anyway, here's the video version for this week. First up is the third and latest album from Bitter Weeks. It's called Peace is a Burning River. It's on High 2 Records. It's all about producer Brian McTear's side project. He's in Philadelphia, and with the word bitter in the name twice, it's not exactly zippity-doo-dah stuff, but more or less just strum and whine about Miss Take, the one that got away, just like she always does and always will. It will certainly suffice for that Cry in Your Beer soundtrack, the whole why me, why her, why us, why not scenario. The songs pretty much sound the same. As background music, it won't work. If you actually listen, it's better. As far as sad songs go, if you're in need of a musical winogram, check out Rhett Miller, either solo or as a frontman of the old 97s. His songs are sad enough to make Dick Cheney cry. Well, maybe snarl. Totally, well, more or less unrelated subject, all the stinking Giant fans in the Bay Area government recently were freaking out about the suicides off the Golden Gate Bridge. My own son had a great idea. Rather than construct expensive restraining walls, hiring more cops and all that, why not install a diving board? My 2 cents had to do with pay-per-view options. Giants aren't worth watching, although Giants and Last does work for me, however. Okay, my final victim is From Autumn to Ashes, my print victim in this week's Time Out section, so it must be true. Their new one is called Holding a Wolf by the Ears. It sounds like the wolf is chewing off the listener's ears. Imagine Van Gogh as an inept pet owner taking his time. Yeah. I mistakenly thought this was some sort of emo band with human vocals. Wrong. It's screamo at its screamiest. It sounds like frontman Francis Mark is giving himself a lobotomy with a clothes hanger and a rusty screwdriver. This hard-working New York City band does, however, have 4 albums and 2 EPs in just 7 years. But just a few seconds of the first song, Death Cult Social Club, could make Wile E. Coyote implode before he could spell Acme. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and try to be adult about this whole thing. If I'm not mistaken, my esteemed producer Gretchen Maccarella is going to, and she's to blame for all this, she's going to play some music after this darn thing finally ends. And as I said, I'll try and act adult about this thing. I'll try and use what I learned in yoga. gonna breathe, okay, and all that stuff. You know, yoga's cool, you feel better when you leave, but the music kind of made me homicidal, you know, so it kind of defeats the whole purpose, that Peruvian flute music stuff. Anyway, so I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. Bill Locey, Studio 805, Ventura County Star. Ready? I'm ready.
With the mind of kings and